Welcome to the Johnny Jensen Show, where modern dads discover how to create the true riches, relationships and results they deserve. Get your High Value Man blueprint and join our community at highvaluemanproject.com. Let's go. Hello men, welcome to the Johnny Jensen Show. Today's episode, we're going to look at, are you really present for your children? This is a challenging one for us all. You know, a lot of men feel guilty about how much time they're at home or what they're able to do with their kids. And, I get it. Like we've all been there, like today, in natural fact, in about an hour's time, my boy is in a school football match and I'm making content. I'm busy here. I've got a lot to do. And then there's a thought, it's only up the road, how much better would it be for him if I'm there? What does it feel like for him to look across the touchline and see me there? I remember those feelings. I remember, of course, looking up to see whether my dad was going to be there. And so it's not possible, I realize, for everybody to manage this, but there is an opportunity if you can consider what it would take to create that and then set about putting those motions in place. If you've not been to the show before, my name's Johnny Jensen. It's great to have you here. I'm the founder and head coach at the High Value Man Project, the number one group and community and program for over 40s dads, mainly business owning and career-minded men who want to create the true riches, relationships and results they feel they deserve, to live the life you want to live rather than the life you feel stuck in. Too many men are feeling exactly that and looking to break through. If you want to find more about the work that we do and what you could get out of it in either the Inner Circle, which is our group program, or the one-on-one elite, then simply go to highvaluemanproject.com and you'll get all the information you need right there or in the show notes here. And if you comment checklist, I will send you access to the High Value Man U 2.0 program. And that includes the fire code checklist, which you can start using on a week-to-week basis. So I've got you, whatever you need. Follow that and get cracking. The conversation about quality time with our kids, though, how present are you for your children? So will I go to this football match today? I probably will. I know I shouldn't. I've got lots to do, but I'm going to feel a bit crap about not going. And that's kind of a commitment, even to myself, that I made a long time ago. What does it take? If I worked in London, I probably couldn't do it. But reversing back through time, I've created a work and lifestyle, first of all, that I love, and second of all, that actually gives me the opportunity to be present for my children. If you can't, because of logistics and time, that doesn't mean that you can't be present for your children. That would be ridiculous. There are men that work on oil rigs. There are men that are soldiers. There's circumstances to different people's lives that mean that they're not always present, and yet you still can be. One of the guys, I'm actually in one of his masterminds. He, through some adjustments in his work, has taken it upon himself to be half based in Dubai and half based back at home. His wife and daughter are going to stay in school and work over here. And you might think like, well, blimey, he's going to miss half the kid's life. It's like, why would he choose to do that? Now that's up to him, right? And he's got compelling reasons. But it's also about the adjustments he's made so that when he's with his children and his wife, it's really, really quality time. Now think about some of the frustrations that you get inside of relationships. Oh, you're always working, or why you're on your phone? Why don't you talk? When are we going to get some time with you? So if he's able to successfully manage that so that the time he's away, he's fully working, and the time that he's home, he's fully dad or fully husband, then, at the very least, you could see how that's going to work for them. After working it all through, you can see how that works for them. And me as a divorced dad, that becomes a reality of life. Thankfully, did take 4 years, but thankfully I was able to fight for and get 50%, 50-50 share with our children. And that's become very apparent to me that, because in the beginning, you're upset. You're like, oh, I'm not going to see my kids. Oh, how am I going to be part of their life? Oh, how am I going to do? And when they're young, that is a lot harder. But nonetheless, I still miss them when they're not here. But it's about making the best of the time that you do have. Even divorced dads who've got very little contact, sadly, with their kids. Yes, fight for more, and we'll cover that in other episodes. But when you've got them, make it great. Be your best. Be available. Be present. Be all about them whilst they're with you. So, how can we do that? Right, let's get into some added value here. What can we do to do that? First of all, communication. The kind of conversations you have with your kids, they shouldn't be casual, right? They're kids. You need to understand a little bit about how they work. Otherwise, you're going to find that conversations don't really flow. You're going to find that they just pretty much shut you down. Anyone who's got teenagers knows that getting a conversation out of them is a bloody miracle. But then, even when they're little, I started to ask better questions. So a classic one is, how was your day? Well, how was your day is generally going to get you the response of fine, like, don't know, something like that. But if you ask a question like, oh, anything good happen in your day today? It automatically triggers them to go and look for something good. Now, don't get me wrong, they could still come back and say no. But then you get the opportunity to say, oh, okay, wow, anything bad happen? So I hope that this shouldn't occur like rocket science, but it does strike me when I hear different people talking about the way they structure their questions. Next up, give your kids your undivided attention. And if you can't, be aware that you can't, so that they know you're not giving them your undivided attention. Looking at your phone whilst you're in a conversation with them, is what you're looking at actually important? Maybe it's work and it is important, in which case you need to let them know that. Tell them, I'm going to put this down in a minute, then you're going to get my undivided attention. Committing to that time as well. If you're going to say to them, especially when they're young, I'm just doing this, as much as possible, make that a set, like, I'm doing this for 25 minutes, or I'm doing this until the flipping big fingers pointing to the 12, whatever it might look like. And so that they know, right, he's doing that now and then he's with me. And then when you're with them, be all about them. Get down on their level. Find out what they're doing. If they're little kids and they're playing, get down and play with them. If they're teenagers, can you play on the Xbox? Can you watch a program on TV you not really want to watch? I do struggle with she's just got into Grey's Anatomy, like a doctor's hospital thing. So they're either talking about people dying or they're cutting people open. I really, really can't do that. So there are limits. I do get that. But even in that respect, I still get to laugh and joke about that with my daughter. On the level of getting to know your kids, be interested in what they're up to. Who are their friends? What music do they listen to? Even if you don't like it, at least know what it is. What clothes are they wearing? Where do they buy them from? Are you looking on TikTok? Are you interested, even from a conscientious parent point of view, let alone just hanging out with your kids and being present and available for them? You should be. You should know what they're looking at and what they're interested in. Either protect them, or, on a much more positive note, to get in there and have some fun with them. And on the level of fun, quality time. We talked about this in the last show, but with your kids, there's short bursts of quality time you can have. Go to Costa, get a coffee. You've got the time you've got to drive there. You've got the time you're sat there having it. They're getting some kind of reward. They're generally going to have I don't normally have enough money to get the dipping toffee, mocha, waka, tuna, whatever it might be. The frappe takes 10 minutes to make and costs a fortune. So go there and buy it and sit there with them and enjoy it, and put some of these tactics into place as you ask them questions and try to have a conversation with them. If you've got more than one kid, then do it together, because that develops the concept and the feeling of family togetherness, but also commit to individual quality time so that they feel, for at least that period, that they've got your undivided attention. Especially, obviously, you've got siblings, older one, younger one. There'll be some level of, no, they always get more than me. So make sure that they get their individual quality time, and go for extended periods of quality time as well. Can you get tickets to an event, go away for the evening? Can you even stay over? Like, what does it look like a couple of times a year to go away for the weekend together? This is how you cement the relationship with your kids. You know, when they're little, most of you listening, your kids probably aren't little now, but, you know, I didn't really love getting up as early as he wanted to. But once I was up, that time around 5 o'clock in the morning, where we were titting about his first steps, his first words, building Lego, his favorite cartoons, pretending to be Superman, like that was magic that happened between me and him between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. And then, of course, my daughter was born, similar thing. So the degree to which you're present and available for your kids is a choice. How you show up for them now is going to shape your relationship with them in the future. And we haven't even covered things like having their back and forgiving them, communication styles, like covering difficult topics. We'll talk about those more on future shows. I've recently had to have a sex conversation, booze and drugs conversation, all the big ones, we've had. So yeah, we'll share some more about that. But you need to be the dad that you want to be. And that might actually mean asking your kids sometimes, or discussing with your wife, like, what kind of parents do we want to be? What kind of legacy are we creating? What kind of parents do we want our kids to be when they grow up? What are the bits I loved that my dad did for me and my mum did? My mum died, but I've got other mother figures that filled that space, thankfully and wonderfully. You know, what did I learn from all these people? What do I want to put of that into me as a parent? And then obviously there's things that didn't work out quite so well, you didn't like. Which ones of those do you want to leave behind? That is you choosing how to show up as the dad that you want to be. So, as I said at the top of the show, the High Value Man Project, if you go to johnnyjensen.com/group, you'll get in there. If you go to the High Value Man Project, you'll find out all details about the different levels of the program that you can get in on, in a circle, in the elite, or even in the platinum. I can't wait to hear how you are embracing the High Value Man Project and what you're getting out of it. By the way, everyone that joins the group will get free access to the U 2.0 program. If you comment checklist on this show, then you'll get that. I'll get that over to you. Feel free to subscribe and like and give us a review, as it definitely helps spread the word of the Johnny Jensen Show and the work we do here at the High Value Man Project. Remember, the life you create is up to you. And I want you to create the best possible experience, the life you deserve, not one you feel stuck in. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in to the Johnny Jensen Show. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow dads. Creating the life you deserve starts with you. Get your High Value Man blueprint and join our community of motivated modern dads at highvaluemanproject.com. Let's go.